Juan Soto and his brother return after many hours at sea. It has been another grueling day's work.
El mar es complicado, pues sí. El pescador artesanal, bueno, en botes chicos, es peligroso andar en el igual acá, pues, mucho viento.
They caught hake, and waiting for them to return is the owner of a nearby restaurant.
55.
But there is a problem with the scale.
¿Cuánto va a ser?
Soto and his brother may joke, but they're worried they will not get the right price for their catch. They fetch a new set of scales. For these men and this community, this is a tough way to earn a living.
El hecho que llegue sin novedad y que salga todo bien, independientemente si trae pescado o no, que uno llegue sano y salvo ya es bueno. Pero ayer sí salieron varias cajitas de pescado y ahí se vendió igual a un precio razonable, así que nos fue bien.
Soto is one of the members of this harbour that lies on the outskirts of Puerto Montt in southern Chile. 60 small boats operate from this harbour. Most working here are third or fourth generation of fishing families. This region is one of the country's most important fishing areas.
Cuando éramos cabros, la situación económica no era muy buena. Ese tiempo estaba la dictadura de Pinochet. Así que la situación no era muy buena y uno no fue nunca bueno tampoco para el estudio, pues, así que obligado nomás a ir, tirarse a la mar ahí, trabajar lo que sea y la pesca siempre deja.
These communities continue to rely on traditional fishing, yet they live side by side with the growing and lucrative salmon industry, which brings in billions of dollars in exports for Chile.
La pesca es totalmente distinta de la salmonicultura. Sí, lo único común que tenemos es que utilizamos el mar, pero son industrias muy distintas.
Chile's salmon industry began in the late 1980s. Arturo Clement was one of the first men involved. The industry has since developed into one of the country's main earners of hard currency.
En Chile, lejos el mayor exportador es el cobre. ¿Ya? El cobre exporta cerca de 45 mil millones de dólares, 45 billones de dólares, lo cual es mucho. Ahora, después de eso viene la fruta y el salmón. El salmón, la fruta exporta como 5,6 billones y el salmón exporta 5,2 billones.
At Chile Salmon, they're keen to promote their product as a healthy option, a sustainable source of protein for a growing world population. And an increase in exports points to a successful marketing campaign. Yet this is an industry that has faced scrutiny over its environmental impact. The extensive use of antibiotics has led to court cases and campaigns against the industry. At Chile Salmon, they say they are addressing this issue.
Ya llevamos 4 años consecutivos reduciendo el consumo de antibióticos, ¿ya? Lo cual no significa que el pescado tenga antibióticos, ¿ya? Nosotros hacemos algunos tratamientos de antibióticos, pero hacemos todos los controles para que el consumidor no tenga el pescado antibiótico en la llegada al consumidor.
Yet despite the industry's assurances, there are still many people in Chile and abroad who will not eat salmon. There have also been other crises. A virus known as the ISA virus had a devastating effect on the industry, leading to a 65% drop in production in the late 2010s. Companies like Cermaq say that after changes to the industry, that is now in the past.
So what we believe is after the problem with the ISA in 2010, the Chilean industry changed a lot because the government get placed over the regulation of the industry. In this way we are more stable. We don't have the high and down in terms of production. That means high and down in terms of price. In this affect also the customer, also affect also the supplier. Nobody won't have to be uncertain how much we are going to produce or how much we are going to, what is the price that is possible to sell. If we are more stable, the price is more stable, and that is the reason in the last 2 years we don't have very high or very low prices in the market.
Cermaq has a highly controlled, technology-intensive production line, going from the sea to packing and shipping in the shortest possible time. Yet for all the advances, this has not made it immune to further outbreaks of the virus. With a more stable price, the sector hopes to see continual, steady growth, and in particular, make the most of growth in the Asian market. There is increasing interest from China, with Chinese companies recently investing in Chile. There has also been work on smoothing red tape between the two countries to enable a greater volume of exports. Yet there are still concerns and scares. In 2018, hundreds of thousands of salmon escaped from one farm. It made international headlines. There is a dispute between the company, the authorities and the local community over the true scale of the incident in 2018, which took place here, just behind me. Nobody from Marine Harvest was available to speak to us, but they have answered our questions via email. Marine Harvest is now in fact called Maui. It changed its name at the beginning of 2019, a few months after this incident. The company says climatic conditions known as puelche led to waves of up to 3 metres and the escape of 650,000 salmon. Maui says there are myths and there is disinformation about the salmon industry, which the industry itself is to blame for. There were many years of silence, Maui told Americas Now in an email, but the salmon industry is now in a new phase, and that will allow us to eradicate the negativity that surrounds our productive sector. Maui accounts for approximately 10% of salmon production in Chile, and it exports to over 20 countries. At the Fishing Ministry, Monica Rojas insists that Chile is taking the necessary steps to avoid these types of problems.
Es bien importante sí relevar que a pesar de que mediáticamente, digamos, un escape de la magnitud como el que se vivió a fines del año pasado pueda sonar muy relevante, la verdad es que si analizamos los niveles de producción que existen en Chile, la cantidad de peces que existen en producción en el mar, en la última década había un número bastante poco significativo de escapes, es decir, en general las medidas de seguridad funcionan bastante bien, no tenemos registro de más allá de 80 escapes en todo este periodo de 10 años, de dimensiones variables, pero en el contexto global no es un problema ni de mucho impacto ni muy frecuente.
Yet environmental lobby groups like Oceana disagree. Lisbeth van der Meer says that Chile has taken major steps in its conservation efforts. But as well as the excessive use of antibiotics, the escape of salmon is one of the ongoing problems in the industry.
The major problem of this is the Atlantic salmon. And so once it's out in nature, they want to eat. And they just, now they can be found kilometers away from where they actually escaped eating and consuming our natural fauna. So this is the real impact that this escape has had, basically showing that we don't have the proper legislation to stop this from happening and to control these events from happening in the future.
Salmon is not native to this region, and local communities say they see the effects of the industry on the environment, from contaminating water reserves to bringing about a growing sea lion population that in turn preys on fish stocks. And the major escape of salmon is the most acute example of the industry's environmental impact.
Ahora, por ejemplo, el daño es terrible lo que dicen. Se habla de, esta fuga se habla de 600, 700, que al final las autoridades nunca se producieron de acuerdo a la cantidad. Nosotros pescadores sabemos que hay mucho más, porque eso nunca van a decir lo que corresponde. Pero fue un tremendo daño que se hizo.
Despite the problems, Soto accepts the industry has brought benefits.
No hay que negar que la industria del salmón ha traído mucho trabajo, eso no se puede negar. No se puede negar. Incluso una de mis hijas trabaja en lo que es relacionado al salmón. Pero para la pesca artesanal ha sido muy dañino.
While the salmon industry produces tens of thousands of jobs across Chile, there is an acceptance that work is needed to improve the situation faced by the thousands of families that rely on traditional forms of fishing.
La pesca está cada día más compleja, los pescadores artesanales del sur austral cada vez tienen menos posibilidades de captura, entonces nosotros estamos asociándonos con ellos y estamos tratando de ayudarlos en nuevas perspectivas para el futuro de ellos porque está siendo bien duro.
This community has started broadening out. They now sell fish directly to local restaurants, and they're exploring ways to diversify their income. Juan Garcia is the elected representative of this community, and he says that they are now able to discuss their problems with the larger salmon companies.
Yo creo que ellos por primera vez han entendido que acá no están solos, primero que nada, que aquí hay otro sector que es productivo, que somos nosotros y que también merecemos respeto. Y en base a eso yo creo que había una conversación bastante hoy día fluida e importante.
Clearing beaches of plastic, developing tourism and diversifying their products are just some of the alternatives they're working on. Yet here they remain concerned about the ever-decreasing fishing quotas. They're still worried by changes in the fishing law that may harm their business. And this all adds up to a wider picture that shows that between technology, legislation and changing attitudes and a changing economy, this way of life is coming to an end.
Y nadie quiere volver a la pesca, o sea, seguir lo que han hecho sus viejos, que sus padres. Seguir la tradición de la pesca no quieren, pues. No es rentable, y además que es peligrosa. Y los cabros ahora con el día buscan trabajo, ahora hay más posibilidades de trabajo, así que, pero lo que es la pesca no la quieren seguir trabajando y realmente la pesca artesanal está muriendo acá en Chile.
In the space of a few decades, Chile has created a salmon industry, and it is now one of the world's largest exporters. Salmon is one of the country's trademark industries, and increasingly there appears to be an acceptance amongst decision makers that they must tackle the problems they face rather than sweep them under the carpet. But all the while, traditional fishing communities face a harsh reality. Men like Juan Soto continue to work as they always have done. Early in the morning, he checks the weather report. With his brother, they load up with bait and they head out to sea once again.